Good afternoon, YouTube. Me on Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this is one of the bigger shows for women's bodybuilding coming up tomorrow, and also today they're having a pro qualifier, and it's Toronto Pro Qualifier. This is at the Toronto Supershow. Now, the show's been around for quite some time. Quite a few women have won this show. Last year wasn't too. It had some thin numbers. I think he hadn't that many competitors the last couple of times because at one point he was during the pandemic. He was canceled in 2020, 2021. You only had like maybe 4 competitors. I think 2022 had 6. This show, it's a popular show. It used to be a very popular show, but I've seen that the numbers is really low for this show, and I'm hoping next year that we don't lose another bodybuilding show for women's bodybuilding. So anyway, I saw the list, and the list is only 4 ladies. I wanted to wait till I did a video on this because you never know, somebody might jump on, the last minute of the show, just put a contract in. But I looked and, it has not changed. We have 4 ladies representing women's bodybuilding. I thought we had some more. I was hoping to see some more bodies come on here, especially some women that competed in New York about a week ago, and maybe some women who just maybe need a show that might get them a qualification. But, it's just how it is sometimes. So anyway, the top of the list is one lady I've become falling with, great lady, amazing woman. She did pretty good this year, making top 5 at the Vancouver Island Showdown. That is the lovely Miss Tana Huey. Now, Tana, she's done this show before, but last year she didn't do it. She decided to skip the show. She took 4th back in 2021. And they did give some points, and I was hoping she might do another show, get qualification through points, but, she didn't, and then again, also the cost of traveling and all the stuff that goes with this, I was hoping to see more Tana. I think she's a great lady. She looked great at Vancouver. She looks amazing, but now with points qualifications gone, even if she does, taking 4th at the Vancouver Island show, and if it even takes 2nd or even 3rd at the show, you don't have the points to help you get to Olympia. And, that's one thing. That's why I should keep the point system. They use the excuse that saying that because so many competitors are competing at the Olympia. It's not that it's not because of the point system. It's because you have more shows with more divisions that get more representation than women's bodybuilding does. So, can't use that excuse. It's just it's an excuse. Next up we have here is Teresa Invasic. Now, Teresa last year earned her qualification at Indie Pro. And, and Tricia's been around for a good bit. She's been a top level contender. And, she, has a good physique. Some aspects about Teresa is that she's still a little bit great back, but always her legs never really come in, That's the thing is, she did physique for a minute, but then she went back to women's bodybuilding. My guess, she should have really thought about maybe staying in physique just a little bit longer, see how she does. But she does pretty good still in women's bodybuilding. Next up, we have a lady I did an interview a while back with Melina Paran. And, she said she wanted to do the show because a friend has to come do it. And, she's a proud Canadian competitor just like Tana. She wanted to represent herself, an opportunity to compete in the show. Great lady, busy lady, a wife, a mother, I hope she does well at the show. If she wins, it's going to be tough because we do have 2 possible women who could probably win this title. And next there is, Julia Witzel. And Julia, as she's already done, this is going to be her 3rd show. This year she did the Vancouver Island show where she took 2nd. Then she took 2nd in New York. And now this show, she has to win. Or she might take 2nd to Teresa Invasic. But I think Julia has good aesthetics. I think, she might win the show. It might be a show that might get her first Olympia qualification. So even though we only have 4 ladies who represent women's bodybuilding, we still have some bodies. I'm hoping next year we still have women's bodybuilding at the Toronto Supershow. As Omaha pushed out women's bodybuilding. The show in Brazil pushed out women's bodybuilding. And we don't have, we also lost to Puerto Rico and Savannah this year. So I hope we don't lose another women's show. I hope we not, especially a show in Toronto. Now, this is the list for physique. A lot of names as usual. I think we have at least about, nearly about 12, maybe 16 ladies. A lot of ladies. Some of them are mostly local competitors who compete in Canada. Not too many. Some ladies who competed this year. First off, we have here is one Miss Jofessa Bardala, from Mexico. Don't know much about her. I think this is probably a new pro. You know, I, I didn't want to say her full name because it's a lot to say. So, so she's probably a brand new pro. We have here is Alisa Copolino. As you know, she competed at the you know, classic at the Ultimate Classic just about a week ago. I did an interview with her a while back. This show is in her backyard. She lives in Canada, so we haven't seen her compete since a good while. She's been doing pretty good. Great physique, great presentation. She looks pretty good at the Ultimate show. So maybe this might be a show that might get her Olympia qualification. Maybe. Here is one Miss Georgina do Abreu. If I got her name wrong, I want to apologize. She's also a local bodybuilder in Canada. Also, we have here is Carla Carluck, and I think this is going to be her first show. She's also a new pro in Canada. We have here is sorry, that was the wrong one. I got the wrong name wrong. This is one Miss Leona Lynn Gregory. I got her name wrong. I think she's a new pro also. We have here, this is Carla Carluck, and she's also from Canada. I think she's also a new pro. Then we have here is Amande Coley, and Amande is from Switzerland. Amande did the Pittsburgh Pro. She was going to do New York, but she dropped out of that show. Amande is very impressive. This is possibly could be the show that get her Olympic qualification. Her people say she should go to women's bodybuilding, but to me personally, she's still young. I think she's in her mid-20s. She still needs time for her body to really grow and develop. I think I think she should stick physique and maybe see how the process grow. I think she's a little taller, which is like I said, women who any woman that's over 5'5" or 5'6" usually takes a lot more time to put on the muscle, especially women's bodybuilding. So I think Amande should stick in physique for a while. If she does grow to a level where she's more comfortable bodybuilder, then she should move up. Here we have one lady. This is from Hong Kong. It's Wei Kung. I think I can't say her name right. I think it's Wei. I'm gonna say the first name. Don't know much about it, but she's from Hong Kong. So this might be a new pro. I couldn't find no picture, and that's why I have the silhouette. So a lot of these competitors are not that on social media that much, so I have to really find something to take their place. Here is Amija Martek, and she's been busy. She did the Island show just early, a little bit early this year. Then turn around, did the I think she's St. Louis, and did the Ultimate show. This is gonna be her fourth show, and it's been the second show in Canada. That's where she's from, Canada. Very impressive lady. Possibly she might crack the top 3, top 5. Winning the show is gonna be tough, especially if you still have Amande, who looks like she might be possible winning for this show. Next up is a lady I got to interview, the lovely Miss Angela Nori. Angela's a amazing lady, very tall lady, she's proud of her size. She's one huge bitch. She did New York Pro, and she's been competing for about as pro. This is the second year as a pro. She has a look for her. Me, I'm thinking, I know she wouldn't want to do it, but I think she has better potential in figure. I know she went with high heels, but with her height, she's not going to really get the muscle development to really compete with some of these girls are seeing in figure now. If you see people like Natalia and Emily Sherbert getting rewarded, who get a lot more bigger and a lot more dense, and with Angela, she has more of the classic lines. Maybe figure would probably be a better move for her. But it's wherever she wants to go, where she fits in. I have respect for her. Great lady. Here is Renee Reef Samacher, or they call her Renee Reef. She competed for a good bit. She competed at the Omaha last year, I believe. And then I think she did a couple other shows. She's from Detroit. And while we talk to one another, she's really good friends with Andrea Shaw, because, she's the one told me. I was calling her Andrea, but she said it's Andrea. Amazing lady, a mother, a competitor. I think, I don't know. Like I said, this is a show that it's really up to what the judges want to see. But she looks like she's in pretty good condition. Pretty amazing lady. Here is Diana Schneid. And this is Diana, I think, her second or third show, I believe. She I think she did the Island Show, and she did no, she did the Island Show. I'm sure of it. I know she did Pittsburgh, New York. Okay, Pittsburgh, New York, and now she's doing this show. This is her third show. I think she has the lines they want to see: good muscle, good amount of femininity. She might place in the top 3, top 5, but like I said, it's all up to what the judges want to see. Here we have is another new pro, and she is from Great Britain. Her name is Ramona what's it? Slotson. Well, let's say Ramona. Sometimes I trouble saying names, but she's a new pro. She's from Great Britain. She's no big fan of female bodybuilders from the UK. Just I think she might have a chance, depending on what she's going to bring to the show. Next up, we have here is Kina. I'm not saying her last name. I say Miss K. Is to be respectful, because I don't want to mess up her first name. She's in Canada, and she competed at the Atlantic Coast Show, I believe last year. It looks like it's from last year. Not much know about her, so this is probably a brand new competitor. And here we have one Miss Natalie Thompson, and she competed at the at the Toronto Pro last year. Impressive lady. I think she was figure for a time, but she switched up to women's physique. Good muscle, good detail. I mean, she kind of reminds me of certain women that I follow, or even women I have done interviews with. It's all depending on what presentation she's going to bring to this show. If she can put them over on size and conditioning, she might do well. But like I said, without the point system, it doesn't really matter. If you place second or third, you just place second or third. So usually I don't do figure that often, but one lady I've been really cool with ever since I did an interview with her, and some ladies I do follow on social media that compete in figure. So I said, well, because it was pretty much a short lineup for women's bodybuilding, I could do a little figure here. So, as you know, this is a stacked list. A couple ladies are Olympia competitors. One lady I did an interview a while back, just going to be her second show for this year. And, we've been keeping contact. Hope she does pretty good. Right here we have one Miss Diana Alagrida. I mean, she is from California. Impressive young lady, good look to her. It's possibly she might be a winner. And like I said, it's all depending what presentation you're going to bring. Next up, we had Desiree Adfries. She competed in a few shows. I don't know much about her. Like I said, again, I'm still learning a lot about these figure competitors. One lady I recognize, this is Jody Boone. Now, Jody, as you remember, used to compete in fitness. And then she had an injury where she competed in physique for a minute. And then a while back, she got pregnant, got a child. And now she's coming back competing in figure. And, and she's been Olympic competitor before. I think she's been twice. I think she hadn't competed since 2019. Last time she competed at Olympia, it was 2019 or 2020. So this is going to be her return. And she lives in Canada, so this is in her own backyard. We have one Miss Teresa A. Decker. I don't know much about her. Like I said, like ladies, I'm still trying to get information on. I'm just going off seeing my pants. We have here Manon Dolita. She's from France, and she competed at the Pittsburgh Pro about a couple weeks ago. Next up, we have here is Amanda Jessica Elliott. She's also a local Canadian bodybuilder. We have here is Sally Force. She's from also another Canadian Canadian figure competitor. Here we have one Nelly Gonzalez from Mexico. We have here is Giselle Heathcote. Heathcote. I think she's a new pro. She's got a pro card some time ago. And here we have Lauren Martin Stowe. And Lauren used to compete in figure. In physique. She competed at the couple of shows, like she competed at the Toronto Supershow last year, and she did the Arizona Pro. Now she's switching over to figure. I guess she feels like it might work better for her in figure because she's not going to get the size in physique where the women you've seen now coming up, size and condition is always very important. But, she looks very impressive. Here we have one Taylor Monroe. She's from Texas. And here we have the number 3 female figure competitor, number 3, right behind Cindy Gillen and Jessica Reyes Padilla, and that is Lola Montez. Now, Lola's from Canada, and the big question is, why is she doing this show? I know she want to be competitive. I understand that her and Jessica are super like keep competing, but you already got your qualification. You know, this is where I feel like if she comes in condition, especially being Olympic level condition, this is her show to win. Unless somebody comes in better condition than her, I don't see anybody beating Lola. I mean, Lola's amazing. I think some point aspects, I think Lola's just thinking about really switching over to physique. Her conditioning is just, beyond that of figure. Figure supposed to be a little bit less gyrations, a little less, conditioning, a little bit more like bikini, but a little bit like borderline between bikini and I would say physique. And she's getting a little bit close to physique. But like I said, depending on how she looks and her conditioning, she most definitely, I think that she's going to win this show. Next up, we had Nina Polis from Germany. She's also Olympic level competitor. I think she did the Pittsburgh show, and I believe she's been Olympic before. I was trying to remember. Like I said, I don't know all the figure girls, but the name sounds familiar. Here we have Carmen Garcia. I'm not going to say her last name because I don't want to mess it up. She's from Spain, and I know she competed at the Portugal Pro last year. We have Nori Pardo, and she's from Mexico, I believe. And I think I believe she's a new pro. Yeah, like I said, no more much about this. We have here is Tamika Robinson, and she's from Colorado, and I think she's been competing for a good bit. Like I said, I don't know much about her. I'm just basically And next up we have is Paige Sabrind. Sabrind. I got her name wrong. I want to apologize, Paige. As you know, I did an interview with Paige a while ago. Me and her are still in contact. This is going to be her second show for the season. She's a impressive young lady. I think has a good future. There's one point she said she was like talking about, we were talking about maybe would she ever think with a figure. I saw her did an interview, to physique. I saw her did an interview with my man, KL the Wanderer. I think she's good where she's at. It's just she has to bring in maybe conditioning a little better, her condition a little better for a show. Not too much size. That's the thing is, figure supposed to be, so again, supposed to work that tightrope between, physique and bikini. You want to have good conditioning, but still want you to have those great looks and great feminine lines. They don't have too much gyration in the glutes. Some of these women are in figure now look like they could be physique. I've talked about this, how I look at people like Jessica Padilla Reyes. Remember, Jessica Padilla Reyes at one point did physique. And, these women, they want to stay in the division because they feel like it's the division that works for them. But, way things are going, figure now is getting too close of maybe physique in the early years when it first started out. And, and physique now getting too close where the women look more closer to what bodybuilding was back in the day, women's bodybuilding. But I hope the best luck in Paige. She's there already. She was up there. She's been up there since about a week. I hope she does well this show. Last show she was dead last, but you know what? The judges, she talked to the judges to make a critique and fix a few things, and maybe she might do better. She possibly can crack the top 10, if not, it's just, like I said, it's all about what you're going to bring to the show. Like I said, I'm not a judge, I'm a fan. So anyway, the main show is tomorrow. They have the pro qualifier today. I don't think they have women's bodybuilding at the Toronto Supershow for pro qualifiers. And we just had a show where they had one competitor, they had 4 competitors for women's bodybuilding, not enough for car. This is why I want to talk about this. I know a lot of ladies want to do physique because it looks more like it works with the femininity like that. But here's the thing, I guess. Physique and bodybuilding are not too that far apart. And I was just any competitor, especially amateur, if you feel like you might have a chance and get your pro card, it's enough of you. You go to the show where there's like 30 or 40 physique girls, there's only 5 or 6 women's bodybuilding. Then just say, you know what, let me jump over to bodybuilding and see how I do. There's enough for you to put together some classes, middleweight, lightweight, and heavyweight. Then take that shot. But the main show is going to be tomorrow. They have a pay-per-view, because it's a big show. They're always going to have pay-per-view. The last couple of shows, like most definitely, I think the St. Louis, the Omaha, and the Ultimate shows didn't have no pay-per-view. But usually these bigger shows will have pay-per-views. So you can check it out. It's reasonable, it's reasonable, about a little over almost $40 after you pay taxes. I'm gonna put it in the description so you want to check it out. Support these women. I mean, if I could afford to, I would love to go to Canada. I would love to travel some of these shows, but I just got my first of the month check and I'm already about broke. I just paid the rent and a couple of things, and it just money doesn't grow on trees like that. And too bad I don't have a steady job like I used to. But like I said, I would say support women's bodybuilding. Let's hope this year. This is not going to be the last year for women's bodybuilding at the Toronto Pro. As you know, a lot of shows have been dropping it. Was it last year? The show in Spain, the Big Man Weekend, they dropped it. The show in Brazil kicked it out. Omaha kicked it out. I mean, lost a couple of shows, but this is a big show. This is why only 3 of the big shows first year for women's bodybuilding. And I hope they do keep it in Toronto. Toronto is a great country, great city, big fan of Canada. I always wanted to go there when I got a chance. A couple of years ago, we couldn't get in because of restrictions, and then it's hard to get in and get out. But you know what? Now with restrictions lifted, I would tell any competitor, go do this show. This is an opportunity. I understand the cost of traveling like that, but you never want to miss opportunity, especially go to Olympia. So anyway, the show is going to be, tomorrow morning. That's the prejudging, and I think the finals is going to be that later that evening. So check it out, support it. Like I said, put enough money behind this show and they won't have to kick out women's bodybuilding for whatever reason. I hope they don't, because this is a great show. Anyway, it's me, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.